Imagine standing at a crossroads. On one side, the life you've always dreamed of, filled with success, financial freedom, and personal fulfillment. On the other side, a life of missed opportunities, frustration, and regret. What determines which path you take? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's one simple but powerful trait: self-discipline. The world's most successful people aren't necessarily the smartest or the most gifted. They are simply those who have mastered the art of controlling their actions, staying focused, and doing what needs to be done even when they don't feel like it. So if you've ever wondered why some people achieve massive success while others struggle, the answer is simple. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. And today we're going to break down exactly how you can develop this life-changing skill. 1. Success begins with discipline. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who work hard just when they feel like it. They are the ones who work hard no matter what. They wake up early. They plan their days. They prioritize their goals. And most importantly, they follow through even when motivation fades. Ask yourself, are you controlling your habits or are your habits controlling you? Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of discipline. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Every great achievement, whether in business, sports, relationships, or personal growth, is built upon a foundation of self-discipline. Without it, talent remains unused, ideas remain unexecuted, and potential remains unfulfilled. When you study the most successful people in the world, you will find that they all share one thing in common: an unshakable commitment to discipline. They do not rely on fleeting motivation or wait for the perfect moment to take action. Instead, they develop the habit of consistency, showing up every day and putting in the work regardless of how they feel. They understand that discipline is the bridge between setting a goal and achieving it. It is the invisible force that turns intentions into results, dreams into reality, and effort into success. The disciplined person knows that success is not an event. It is a process. It does not happen overnight, nor does it come easily. It requires persistence, patience, and the willingness to push through difficulties. Those who lack discipline often fall into the trap of procrastination, distraction, and inconsistency. They start projects but do not finish them. They set goals but do not follow through. They dream of a better future but do not take the necessary steps to create it. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is the ability to control one's actions, stick to a plan, and resist the temptations that derail progress. A disciplined person does not give in to short-term pleasure at the expense of long-term success. They understand that every choice they make, whether big or small, either moves them closer to their goals or further away. Developing discipline requires training the mind to act independently of emotions. It means waking up early even when you would rather sleep in. It means staying focused on work when distractions are pulling you in every direction. It means making sacrifices in the present to build something greater in the future. It is the ability to delay gratification, to prioritize what is necessary over what is easy, and to keep pushing forward despite obstacles. There is a reason why the most successful people in the world have strict routines and habits. They structure their days in a way that minimizes distractions and maximizes productivity. They do not waste time on meaningless activities. They set clear priorities and stick to them. They understand that discipline is not about punishment, it is about control. It is about taking control of your time, your actions, and ultimately your life. Most people wish for success, but few are willing to pay the price of discipline. They admire those who have achieved great things, but fail to recognize the years of dedication and sacrifice that went into making it happen. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, or leader has faced moments of doubt, fatigue, and frustration. The difference is that they did not let those moments define them. They showed up, put in the work and remained disciplined even when progress seems slow. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds over time. Each small act of discipline builds upon the last, creating a momentum that propels you forward. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it becomes. It starts with small habits, waking up on time, following a schedule, staying consistent with your goals. Over time, these habits transform into an unstoppable force that makes success inevitable. 2. The power of delayed gratification. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they seek instant gratification. They choose easy over effective, comfort over growth, and pleasure over progress. In a world that offers instant access to entertainment, food, shopping, and information, the idea of waiting for something has become increasingly rare. People have grown accustomed to getting what they want immediately, whether it's the latest gadget, fast results, or quick rewards. However, the ability to delay gratification, the practice of resisting immediate pleasure in exchange for greater rewards in the future, is one of the most powerful traits of highly successful individuals. It is the defining factor that separates those who achieve long-term success from those who settle for short-lived satisfaction. The concept of delayed gratification is simple but difficult to master. It requires training your mind to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. It means resisting the urge to indulge in distractions, unnecessary spending, unhealthy habits, or any temptation that provides immediate comfort but ultimately leads to setbacks. This is not an easy task because the human brain is wired for instant gratification. We crave pleasure, comfort, and ease. However, those who can override these impulses and make decisions based on long-term goals rather than temporary desires will always outperform those who give in to every urge. Consider the difference between someone who spends money impulsively and someone who saves and invests wisely. The impulsive spender may experience short-term joy by purchasing new clothes, expensive dinners, or the latest gadgets. However, over time, they find themselves in financial stress, burdened by debt, and unable to achieve real financial freedom. Meanwhile, the disciplined saver who practices delayed gratification might sacrifice unnecessary expenses today, but over the years, their financial discipline leads to wealth, security, and the ability to afford a life of true abundance. The same principle applies to health and fitness. The person who constantly gives in to cravings for junk food and avoids exercise may enjoy short-term pleasure, but eventually faces the consequences of poor health, low energy, and preventable illnesses. In contrast, the individual who practices self-discipline in their diet and exercise routine may experience temporary discomfort, but will ultimately enjoy the long-term rewards of a stronger, healthier, and more energetic body. This principle extends beyond finances and health. It applies to career growth, relationships, education, and personal development. The student who chooses to study instead of wasting hours on social media will be better prepared for future opportunities. The entrepreneur who reinvests profits into their business instead of spending it all on luxuries will build a thriving enterprise. The individual who patiently works on their craft, skill, or expertise instead of seeking shortcuts will eventually rise to mastery while others remain stuck at mediocrity. One of the greatest examples of delayed gratification is seen in successful investors. They understand that real wealth is built over time, not overnight. They resist the temptation to chase quick profits and instead focus on long-term growth. They know that planting the right seeds today and allowing them time to grow will result in far greater rewards in the future. The same principle applies to personal goals. Whether learning a new skill, building a business, or achieving any meaningful success, the real rewards come to those who are willing to be patient and persistent. Many people fail to achieve their goals simply because they lack the discipline to wait for results. They want immediate progress, fast success, and instant recognition. When things take longer than expected, they become frustrated and give up. But those who embrace delayed gratification understand that real success is a process. It requires time, effort, and patience. They do not quit when they don't see immediate results because they know that every effort compounds over time, leading to significant breakthroughs. The power of delayed gratification is about training yourself to think beyond the present moment. It is about making choices that may not be easy today, but will create a better future. It requires overcoming the natural urge for quick rewards and instead focusing on the bigger picture. Those who master this skill unlock a level of success and freedom that most people never achieve. 3. The habit of consistency. Discipline isn't about dramatic action. It's about small, repeated habits. Imagine a drop of water hitting a rock. At first, it seems insignificant, but over time, it carves a path through solid stone. The same applies to your daily efforts. Success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. The people who succeed aren't the ones who do things perfectly, the ones who do them consistently. Success is not built on occasional bursts of effort or short-lived motivation. It is built on the foundation of consistency, the ability to show up, put in the work, and stay committed over time, regardless of circumstances. Most people underestimate the power of consistency because it does not produce immediate results. They look for quick fixes, instant transformations, and overnight success stories. But those who truly achieve greatness understand that consistency is the invisible force that drives all long-term achievements. When you examine the most successful individuals in any field, you will notice that their greatness was not the result of a single extraordinary effort. It was the result of thousands of small, deliberate actions repeated over time. The world's top athletes train every day, even when they don't feel like it. The most successful entrepreneurs show up for their businesses daily, refining their strategies, learning from failures, and making steady progress. The best writers, artists, and musicians practice their craft regularly, honing their skills one step at a time. Their success is not the result of talent alone, but of their relentless commitment to consistency. The challenge most people face is that they start with enthusiasm, but struggle to maintain their efforts over time. They set ambitious goals, work hard for a few days or weeks, but then lose motivation when progress is not immediately visible. This cycle of starting and stopping prevents them from ever reaching their full potential. What they fail to realize is that success is not about working hard for a short period. It is about working smart and staying consistent for the long haul. Small, repeated actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but they create massive results over time. Consider the impact of exercising for just 30 minutes a day. In the short term, it may not seem like much, but over months and years, it transforms the body, builds strength, and improves overall health. The same applies to learning a skill. Reading for 20 minutes a day may not seem like a major effort, but over time, it leads to vast knowledge and expertise. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns small actions into massive achievements. One of the greatest challenges of consistency is the lack of immediate rewards. The human brain is wired to seek instant gratification, which is why so many people quit before they see results. When they do not experience immediate success, they become discouraged and assume that their efforts are not working. But what they fail to understand is that consistency operates like compound interest. The results may seem small at first, but they grow exponentially over time. Those who stay patient and persistent eventually reach a tipping point where their efforts begin to pay off in ways they never imagined. Another reason people struggle with consistency is that they rely too much on motivation. Motivation is great for getting started, but it is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel inspired and energetic. Other days you feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never achieve long-term success. The key is to develop habits and routines that keep you on track, even when motivation is low. Discipline must replace motivation. Successful people do not wait for the perfect moment to take action. They do not make excuses or allow their emotions to dictate their efforts. They create routines, set priorities, and follow through with their commitments every single day. They understand that consistency is not about being perfect. It is about showing up and making progress no matter how small. The real power of consistency lies in its ability to build momentum. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to maintain progress. Each small success builds confidence, reinforces positive habits, and strengthens your commitment to your goals. Over time, what once felt like effort becomes second nature. Actions that once required discipline become effortless routines. What started as a challenge becomes a lifestyle. Many people believe that success is about making big, dramatic changes. But in reality, it is the small, consistent actions that create the greatest impact. The person who improves by just 1% each day will see massive improvements over time. The individual who stays committed, even when progress is slow, will always surpass those who rely on sporadic bursts of effort. Consistency is the foundation of mastery, growth, and long-term achievement. 4. Taking full responsibility. Here's a hard truth. Your life is your responsibility. Not your parents, not your boss, not society, yours. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your actions, your life will change. Excuses are easy, but they rob you of your power. When you take full responsibility, you take full control of your future. One of the most powerful principles of success is the ability to take full responsibility for your life. It is the understanding that everything you are today and everything you will become in the future is a direct result of your own actions, decisions, and habits. The moment you accept complete responsibility, you take control of your destiny. You no longer wait for circumstances to change, for luck to appear, or for someone else to solve your problem. You recognize that the quality of your life is in your hands and no one else can shape it for you. Many people spend their lives blaming external factors for their failures and disappointments. They blame their upbringing, the economy, their boss, their family, or their lack of resources. While these factors may create challenges, they are never the final determinant of success. History is filled with examples of people who overcame extreme poverty, lack of education, disabilities, and countless obstacles to achieve greatness. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not their circumstances, but their mindset. Those who take full responsibility refuse to let challenges define them. They look for solutions instead of making excuses. Taking responsibility means recognizing that you are the creator of your outcomes. If your finances are not where you want them to be, it is not the economy's fault. It is your responsibility to manage your money better, increase your skills, and seek new opportunities. If your health is suffering, it is not genetics or bad luck. It is your responsibility to develop better eating habits, exercise regularly, and make healthier choices. If you are not where you want to be in your career, it is not your employer's fault. It is your responsibility to take action, improve your skills, and position yourself for success. One of the hardest truths to accept is that everything in your life is a reflection of your past choices. The job you have, the relationships you are in, the state of your health, and even your level of happiness are all the result of decisions you have made over time. This is a difficult realization for many because it means that if their life is not where they want it to be, they have no one to blame but themselves. However, this truth is also incredibly empowering. If your past choices created your current situation, then new choices can create a different future. The moment you take full responsibility, you unlock the power to change your life. One of the biggest traps that prevent people from taking responsibility is the victim mindset. The victim mindset is when people believe that life happens to them rather than because of them. They see themselves as powerless, at the mercy of circumstances, and constantly searching for someone to blame. This mindset is destructive because it removes personal power. When you believe that external forces control your destiny, you stop trying to change things. You accept mediocrity, complain about problems, and wait for things to get better on their own. But those who take responsibility do not wait. They act. They refuse to see themselves as victims. They take charge of their circumstances and make things happen. Taking full responsibility also means owning your mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but not everyone is willing to admit them. Many people try to shift blame, make excuses, or justify their failures. But true growth comes from acknowledging where you went wrong and learning from it. The most successful individuals are not those who never make mistakes, but those who take responsibility for their failures, make adjustments, and move forward with greater wisdom. They do not see mistakes as reasons to give up, but as opportunities to improve. Another crucial aspect of responsibility is emotional control. Many people allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They get angry and blame others. They become discouraged and stop trying. They let fear hold them back. But taking responsibility means mastering your emotions and making decisions based on logic and long-term goals rather than temporary feelings. It means developing the discipline to push forward even when you feel unmotivated. It means refusing to let external events determine your internal state. Taking responsibility does not mean that life will always be fair. Unexpected challenges, hardships, and obstacles will always arise. But responsibility means that no matter what happens, you will not let it define you. You will not allow external circumstances to control your future. You will always look for ways to overcome, improve, and grow. You understand that success is not about what happens to you, but how you respond to it. 5. Mastering time and priorities. We all have 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't? How they use those hours. Highly disciplined people prioritize. They focus on tasks that drive results. They avoid distractions. They say no to time wasters. And most importantly, they plan their days with intention. Success is simply the result of how you spend your time. Spend it wisely. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Unlike money, which can be earned, invested, or recovered, time is constantly slipping away, never to be regained. Every day you are given 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, to use wisely or waste carelessly. The way you manage those hours determines the quality of your life, your level of success, and the extent of your achievements. Mastering time and priorities is not just about being busy. It is about being productive. It is about ensuring that every moment you spend is moving you closer to your goals, rather than being lost to distractions and unimportant activities. Most people struggle with time management not because they do not have enough time, but because they do not know how to prioritize. They spend their days reacting to emails, phone calls, social media, and other people's demands instead of proactively focusing on what truly matters. They confuse activity with productivity, believing that being constantly busy means they are making progress. But true effectiveness comes not from doing more, but from doing what is most important. It is about identifying high-value tasks and eliminating time wasters. One of the first steps in mastering time is recognizing that not all tasks are equal. Some activities yield massive results, while others contribute little to your long-term success. This is where the 80/20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, becomes essential. It states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, a small percentage of your actions produce the majority of your success. The key is to identify those high-impact tasks and focus on them relentlessly while minimizing or eliminating low-value activities that consume time without contributing to meaningful progress. Procrastination is one of the biggest enemies of effective time management. Many people put off important work because it is difficult, uncomfortable, or requires deep concentration. Instead, they engage in fake productivity, checking emails, scrolling through social media, reorganizing their desk, activities that feel like work but do not move them forward. The most successful individuals understand that the hardest tasks are usually the most valuable. They develop the habit of tackling these tasks first rather than avoiding them. They embrace the philosophy of eat that frog, which means doing the most challenging high-priority task first thing in the morning before distractions and excuses take over. Another crucial aspect of time mastery is planning. Without a clear plan, it is easy to drift through the day reacting to whatever comes up. Successful people do not leave their time to chance. They set clear goals, create daily schedules, and prioritize tasks in advance. They use tools like to-do lists, calendars, and time blocking to ensure that every hour is allocated effectively. They treat their time with the same level of seriousness that a business treats its finances, budgeting it wisely and eliminating waste. Distractions are another major threat to effective time management. In today's digital world, there are endless opportunities for distraction. Constant notifications, emails, messages, and entertainment. Those who master their time take control of their environment. They turn off notifications when working on important tasks. They set boundaries with people who demand too much of their time. They create focused work sessions using techniques like the Pomodoro technique, which involves working intensely for a set period and then taking short breaks to maintain concentration. Multitasking is another time trap that many fall into, believing that doing multiple things at once increases efficiency. But research shows that multitasking actually reduces productivity. The brain can only focus on one complex task at a time, and constantly switching between tasks leads to mental fatigue and mistakes. The most effective people practice deep work, giving their full attention to one task at a time, completing it efficiently, and then moving on to the next. Another vital skill in mastering time is learning to say no. Many people struggle with this because they want to please others, but saying yes to everything leads to an overcrowded schedule filled with obligations that do not align with their true priorities. Highly disciplined individuals guard their time carefully. They are selective about commitments and focus only on tasks that align with their goals. They understand that every time they say yes to something unimportant, they are saying no to something that could have a greater impact on their success. Mastering priorities also requires regularly evaluating how time is being spent. Many people move through their days without assessing whether their actions are actually bringing them closer to their goals. The most successful individuals take time to reflect. They analyze how they use their time, identify areas of improvement, and make adjustments. They continuously refine their approach to become more efficient and effective. Energy management is just as important as time management. Some tasks require deep concentration and creativity, while others are routine and mechanical. Understanding personal energy levels allows for smarter scheduling. High-focus tasks should be done during peak energy periods, while lower energy times can be reserved for less demanding activities. Another principle of effective time management is batching similar tasks together. Switching between different types of tasks consumes mental energy. By grouping similar tasks, such as answering emails at one set time instead of throughout the day, productivity increases. This reduces cognitive overload and allows for deeper concentration on meaningful work. Ultimately, mastering time and priorities requires a shift in mindset. It means valuing time as the most precious asset and using it intentionally. It means replacing reactive behaviors with proactive planning. It means focusing on the tasks that truly matter and eliminating distractions that steal productivity. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is not that one group has more time than the other. It is that successful individuals use their time wisely, while others let it slip away unnoticed. It might sound ironic, but the more disciplined you are, the more freedom you create for yourself. Financial discipline gives you freedom from debt. Health discipline gives you freedom from illness. Work discipline gives you freedom to choose your future. Every disciplined action you take today gives you more choices tomorrow. At first glance, self-discipline and freedom may seem like opposites. Many people associate discipline with restriction, rules, and a lack of enjoyment, while they see freedom as the ability to do whatever they want, whenever they want. But in reality, self-discipline is the foundation of true freedom. Without it, people become slaves to their impulses, habits, and external circumstances. Those who lack discipline may believe they are free, but in truth they are trapped in cycles of procrastination, bad habits, poor health, financial stress, and unfulfilled potential. It is only through self-discipline that real freedom is achieved, the freedom to create the life you truly desire, to reach your highest potential, and to be in control of your destiny. Self-discipline gives you the power to make choices that serve your long-term well-being rather than being driven by temporary emotions or impulses. It allows you to resist distractions, stay focused on your goals, and make consistent progress. Without discipline, people drift through life reacting to their circumstances rather than shaping them. They spend money recklessly and end up in financial stress. They neglect their health and later suffer the consequences. They avoid hard work and miss out on the success they could have achieved. They fall into the trap of instant gratification, choosing short-term pleasure over long-term fulfillment. Financial freedom, for example, is not about earning a high income. It is about having the discipline to manage money wisely. Many people make good money but still live paycheck to paycheck because they lack control over their spending. They indulge in unnecessary purchases, fail to save, and end up burdened with debt. On the other hand, those who practice self-discipline in their financial habits, budgeting, saving, investing, and avoiding impulsive spending, gain the ultimate financial freedom, the ability to live life on their terms without stress or dependence on others. The same principle applies to physical freedom. Many people take their health for granted until they experience the consequences of neglect. Low energy, chronic illness, and limitations on what they can do. Without self-discipline, they indulge in unhealthy food, skip exercise, and develop habits that slowly damage their well-being. Over time, they lose the freedom to move, to feel strong, and to live life without physical restrictions. In contrast, those who have the discipline to exercise regularly, eat healthily, and take care of their bodies enjoy true physical freedom. They have the energy to pursue their passions, travel, engage in activities they love, and live without physical limitations. Mental and emotional freedom also depend on self-discipline. People who lack control over their thoughts and emotions are constantly at the mercy of external events. They get easily offended, overwhelmed, or discouraged. Their moods and productivity are dictated by how they feel in the moment. But those who develop self-discipline learn to control their reactions. They train their minds to focus on what matters, to remain calm under pressure, and to push forward even when things get difficult. They do not allow fear, anxiety, or external negativity to dictate their lives. Instead, they create mental clarity, resilience, and peace of mind. Success in any area of life is impossible without discipline. It takes discipline to wake up early and work on your goals when you would rather sleep in. It takes discipline to stay consistent with your habits, even when you do not feel motivated. It takes discipline to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. But the reward of discipline is priceless. It grants you the ability to design your life rather than be controlled by circumstances. Some people believe that self-discipline is restrictive, but the truth is that the absence of discipline is what leads to true restriction. A person who lacks financial discipline becomes restricted by debt and financial insecurity. A person who lacks health discipline becomes restricted by illness and low energy. A person who lacks work discipline becomes restricted by a lack of opportunities and unfulfilled dreams. In every case, the lack of discipline leads to limitations, while the presence of discipline leads to greater freedom and choices. Self-discipline allows you to create the future you desire. It enables you to take control of your habits, your decisions, and your actions. It gives you the ability to say no to distractions, temptations, and anything that does not serve your highest goals. While others may be controlled by their impulses, you develop the power to control yourself. While others may be stuck in cycles of inconsistency, you gain the ability to follow through. While others may live in frustration and regret, you experience the fulfillment of knowing you are making progress toward your true potential. At its core, self-discipline is about taking responsibility for your life. It is the realization that no one else is going to do the work for you. No one else is going to make you successful, healthy, or financially secure. It is up to you to make the right choices each day, to build habits that support your goals, and to stay committed even when challenges arise. This level of responsibility may seem difficult at first, but it is what leads to the highest level of freedom. The freedom to live life on your own terms, without limitations, without regret, and without dependence on anything other than your own ability to stay disciplined and take action. The path to success is paved with self-discipline. It is the invisible force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. It is not talent, luck, or external circumstances that determine success. It is the ability to take full responsibility, stay consistent, master time, delay gratification, and develop the habits that lead to long-term achievement. Every great accomplishment in history was built on a foundation of discipline. The most successful individuals in any field, business, sports, health, finance, or personal development, are not necessarily the smartest or most gifted. They are the ones who consistently do what needs to be done, even when it is difficult, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. They understand that true freedom is not found in the absence of discipline, but in its mastery. By developing self-discipline, they create the freedom to control their time, their choices, their outcomes, and ultimately, their destiny. Success is not an accident, it is a choice, and that choice begins with self-discipline. Every decision you make either moves you closer to your goals or further away. Every habit you develop either strengthens your potential or weakens it. The key is to commit to the process, stay focused, and take action every single day, because in the end, success is not about what you hope for or what you wish for. It is about what you do